the Patriots going on the road, Sunday Night Football, the first, I think, primetime game in Drake Maye's career. Am I right about that? His first primetime. That's wild.
Everyone is watching.
Like, we've had so many primetime games when we were on the Patriots, but he didn't have any last year. Everyone watching the Bills 4-0, the last undefeated team in the NFL. And what do? They go to Buffalo and take them down. And I'm pretty sure that was the last Sunday Night Football game as well at that stadium in Buffalo before they moved to the new stadium. So congratulations to the Patriots. Congratulations to Vrabel, to Drake Maye for going in there and doing what they need to do and take care of business. Now, Jules, break down the game for us, man. I know you watched it last night. I know you watched some this morning. You were into it. Let's hear what your thoughts are about this big win. I would say the biggest Patriots win in the last 5 or 6 years.
You know what? It's definitely one of the most exciting wins that I can remember since I've played for the Patriots. And I think this is a huge deal. And especially for us, because this was one of the division rivals that we always owned, and then it's kind of transformed, and they've been owning the Patriots for a while, and they're the big dogs on the block in the division. And for the Patriots to go on the road and play a good football game, still had the turnover with Mondre, which needs to be cleaned up ASAP, but they need him to play because he's a good football player. The way they played on the road, that was like the most exciting. That was just exciting. Drake Maye made big plays when they had to. Stefon Diggs, who they signed in the offseason, who was pissed off in the offseason, who coming off a knee injury, who doesn't like the Bills.
Revenge game.
Played his best game with the Patriots to show these young guys in that room that it can be done. That was huge. Offensive line looked great. I've always liked Josh McDaniels against McDermott. I talked about it on our kickoff show. Josh knows how to play McDermott. And I think the Patriots know how to play McDermott. You know, you got to keep that offense off the ball. You got to make their offense, the Bills' offense, one-dimensional, which they did. They stuffed the run. Spillane spying Josh Allen all game. He was a factor in some of the runs, but for the majority of the game, they had him bottled up. They rushed him the right way. They had Milton Williams, who had a sack, who they brought in, who's the highest paid.
That's why they paid him.
They paid him for that sack,
for big
right
plays
there.
and big games.
There was a lot of great stuff. The offense is coming along. They played situationally right. They took care of the football for the most part. And the defense got the ball out. I said in the pregame, if they go in and play a clean game, they match up well against the Buffalo Bills. They've been designing their team for the last 5 years to try to beat the Buffalo Bills. And that's how it's supposed to, you know, when you play a clean game, you give your team the best opportunity, especially against the big dogs on the block, the Bills. And they went in and played, and they beat them. That was an awesome game.
What would you say is more important when you're facing the Bills? To contain Josh Allen and keep him in the pocket, or to stuff their run game? I know it's both. I know both of those are important, but what is more important if you're going against the Bills? If you had to choose one, you know, for your team to be able to stop them,
I would say.
I mean, I know the Patriots did both.
I would say stop the run, because if you make them one-dimensional, then you know, you get a little more hero ball from Josh. And you know, you make them one-dimensional, you can get them double teams.
Equals turnovers.
Every once in a while.
Better chances
he's
for
Superman.
Turnover.
But there is some kryptonite out there for the Superman-type quarterbacks. I mean, you look, Jones had a pick on him in the red area. Like, that's because they rushed him. They kept him in the pocket. They had a guy spying him all game. They played tight on the coverage. Christian Gonzalez being back makes that defense a whole nother defense. He is probably. What do you think about Christian Gonzalez?
I think Christian Gonzalez is the best corner in the game, and I've been saying that since he was a rookie. I mean, there's no stat line where you're like, dang, he got burned. Like, there's some receiver that put up numbers, and he faced Tyreek Hill. He faced big-time receivers, and no one has yet to put a big game up on him. They're a total different defense when they're out there, you know, with Christian Gonzalez, and when they're not with Christian Gonzalez. I mean, the guy is phenomenal. He can cover like no other, and he's so calm, and nothing, you know, throws him off his game. There's no such thing as too much pressure for Christian Gonzalez, no matter who he's facing. So, like I said, I think he's the best in the game at that position.
Yeah.
You know, there's plenty of other good corners out there, but Christian Gonzalez has proven that just when he's on the football field, if he can stay healthy, that no one can get open on him.
That's the key. You got to stay on the field.
That is the key.
That's the key.
And that's why he hasn't gotten the love that he should, that
Yeah.
he really deserves, because he hasn't been able to stay on the field, as much as he should be.
Shout out Colombia, right? He's Colombian. And I think his sisters are on the track. Like they're like a family of athletes. And he's a quiet kid, but he's so smooth on that field. He looks smooth. He looks fast. He looks fluid. He's a really big time player for them, and they're relying on him. They need him, and he showed out last night and helped with this is a huge team win. This is a changing win because it gives the Patriots the belief and the hope. Like, look, if we do what the coaches tell us to do, we take care of the football, they're going to put us in the position to make plays, and we're going to have an opportunity to win. It was proven last night, and they still gave the ball away. There's a lot more to clean up, and it's not going to be that nice every week, but they have it now in their back pocket where, look, we put this together. We put our best foot forward. We take all this coaching in. We have a good week of practice. We can go out and compete with the big dogs. So this is a huge test now to see how they handle success going forward playing against New Orleans Saints, who just won a football game. This is a huge test for this team, this quarterback, and everyone in the organization, because they haven't felt this in a while.
And on top of that, this is the first time this year where New England Patriots looked like a championship team. They had championship play out on the field, and I'm saying this because they went versus a championship team, and they held them in ways where there was no big plays given. They made the Buffalo Bills, earn every single yard that they gained.
Did. It was hard.
Yes, the Bills are going to make plays. I mean, it's pro football. You got talented guys on each side of the ball, but they made it hard for them to earn those yards. It wasn't like, oh, that guy's wide open by 10 yards. They had to make tight catches, and that's going to happen. But when you have a team where you're going versus another great team and you're making them earn every yard, that's championship material right there. That's championship football, and that's how you win big games, and that's how you win on a consistent level. But that's the first time we saw it with the New England Patriots. We can't just jump on board right now and say, yes, the New England Patriots are back. This is them. That was just one game.
Yeah.
And what was good is that they absolutely dominated the Carolina Panthers the previous game as well. And that's another thing good teams do, is they put away bad teams right away, and they run the score up on bad teams. So that's 2 weeks in a row. But we can't say this is their identity yet because of the first 2 weeks as well. That was a very bad loss now that you're looking at it, versus the Las Vegas Raiders. But the Patriots didn't really know, who they were yet.
Still learning.
They were still learning. They were still building up that chemistry and all that stuff. That was the first game for Vrabel as well. The Steelers loss, wasn't that clean of a game for the Patriots.
The offense didn't
a lot
play
of
terrible.
chance
They
to
just
win,
turned the ball over,
and they just
they
couldn't
did play
capitalize.
pretty bad.
And that's not championship material football, turning the ball over like that. But the last 2 weeks with the New England Patriots, championship material, championship football, the way they're playing, and hopefully they can continue that streak, and that will be their identity, that you have to earn the yards, you have to play quality football and not make any mistakes to beat the Patriots.
It's progress.
Yeah, progress.
It's
That's
progress.
What it is.
That's what it is.
It's a good sign. It's a good sign.
Now, Buffalo.
Yes.
I'm a little worried about their defense. They just look light. They look a little small. Patriots able to run and control the line of scrimmage. Now, they don't have Ed Oliver. I know they don't have Ed Oliver, which is a huge part of their team. Milano's in and out of the lineup, who's been a very impactful player for them. But they didn't tackle very well on defense. They didn't tackle very well at all. Stefon Diggs, yards after catch, yards after contact were elite.
Yeah, he made those DBs look silly.
He made them look silly, and he had a
he
little
really
extra
did.
because it was his former team. But just overall, in general, they didn't tackle very well. If you're going to be a team that plays with your safeties and your shell defense, and you're going to use them in that, they got to be able to tackle. You got to tackle. So I'm really a little worried about the Buffalo Bills defense. I know their offense is going to be all right. They'll be able to manufacture stuff. Josh Allen's still Josh Allen. They still have a run game. They'll get back into that. And they were forced into playing the way they don't want to play. And that's what the Patriots did. So that was a fun game.
And one quick thing, a little recap too. I mean, we really haven't talked about Drake Maye, just how phenomenal he played. That was probably his best career game as a New England Patriot. No doubt about that. Yeah, you can't just look at in the stat sheet and be like, he didn't even throw for any touchdowns. That doesn't matter.
No.
You're not going for touchdowns.
Impact
You're just
plays.
going for a win, and how you impacted the game. And he managed that game like he's a 8-year veteran quarterback. He did so well. He didn't make any errors where, it was dumbfounded plays, and it cost, it was very costly against the team. In the way that he just rolls out to his right, man, he's got like some magical powers. I mean, if he had his left was totally open to roll out and there was 0 guys there, or if there's 2 guys, to the right, he would still roll out to his right and make those 2 guys miss. And just how accurate he is on the run when he rolls to his right is just superb, man. It's unbelievable. It's one of the best I've seen for a quarterback. I mean, just based off of last game. So if I was going versus Drake Maye, I would try to get him to roll to his left to see what he has. That's a little tip for you defenses out there. I mean, I'm kind of a defensive coordinator now after that nice little tip.
Gronk.
But he was very impressive, and just the way that he's growing on a weekly basis. I mean, I believe Josh McDaniels is taking Drake Maye to a whole nother level this year. He was good last year, but the way he can read a defense now, just how comfortable he is in the pocket, and the way that he's just getting the ball out and right on target. Josh McDaniels, I see from what I'm seeing from year 1 to year 2, is helping him improve on a daily basis.
One word to describe this win. For me, foundational. This is a foundational win.
That's a great word. You're right. Because that's the foundation that they want. That's the foundation how they want to play.
It's a foundational win.
The game of football. Make the other team earn it.
Don't beat yourself.
Yes. One word I would say encouraging.
Encouraging.
Yes.
It's very encouraging.
Encouraging that they can compete with the best out there, the best of the best. And the Bills have been the best of the best in that division for the last couple of years. So very encouraging that they can step up to the table when they need to and make the plays when needed, when the lights are shining on the biggest stage.
And a little tidbit, what's really cool about this, no one's seen Drake Maye nationally, really. First time national, big lights, bright lights, played the best football game. There's something to be said. He didn't throw for touchdowns, but he made gotta-have-it plays. There's a few third downs where he made that were elite. The one play where the guy's pulling him down, he hits Diggs breaks tackle, gets 15. I mean, that's one of the gotta-have-it plays, one of the most impactful plays. There's just a lot of gotta-have-it plays that weren't too big. We're going to see how he does going to the left now, because I guarantee all these teams aren't going to let him go right no more.
Can he go to the left?
Can't
We'll
go
see. Can he go to the left?
Are the Patriots back in business? Should we keep it in neutral or pump the brakes or what? I'm
going to keep it in neutral.
Keep it in neutral.
It's just still a little bit too soon. 5 weeks into the season. The 2 losses, were not such great football either. So can they get over those 2 losses? Are they over that hump now? Yeah. We'll see. We got to give them 2-3 more weeks before we go all gas on it. So we're just staying in neutral. But like I said, very encouraging. I mean, we're tapping the gas a little bit and then going back in neutral.
What I was saying.
That's exactly what we're doing.
No,
we're flooring it. We're getting off the line. We're just on the highway going the speed limit.
No,
right
this right now is when you're rolling and you put the clutch in. So you're in neutral, but you give a couple revs.
Yeah.
You give in neutral.
Are they taking off yet?
Not yet.
We'll see.